What's going on, guys? This is Carl on the Racerred channel. There are animals. Well, that is a wolf. Or was that I don't think that was a coyote. That was a straight up wolf. Wow, that was good timing. Anyways, there are animals all over the place. I've had to dodge some deer. I dodged some deer yesterday. There have been animals on the road here and there, mostly deer in different places. And then a wolf or a coyote. I couldn't really tell which that was, but it sure looked like a wolf to me. That had to have been a wolf. Coyote doesn't look like that. It just seems odd that there's a wolf right here. Coyotes are more gangly than that. They're not as meaty. That's bizarre. It's crazy the amount of animals there are that we just don't see. They're everywhere, but they stay out of sight until they don't. It's nice to have your maneuverability turned on at any point in time. It's crazy to think about how many things are alive on this planet. The entire thing is crawling. Even at a microscopic level, I mean, in our bodies, there are billions of little tiny things alive. It's so weird. And it's not like it's part of your body. It's like it's a bacterial mess. And sometimes there's viruses that are neither dead or alive. They're just existing like zombies, sometimes attached to your genetic makeup. It's really, really weird when you start to look into this stuff. But there are a lot of things all over our food. It's everywhere. I was looking at this video of a Dorito chip. These little tiny bugs were all over it, and I was like, oh, that's disgusting. But it's probably a good thing. I've been thinking about that. This video was saying how bad Doritos are because there's bugs on it. But doesn't that mean that it's edible and the bugs know that? I would think so. I mean, there was another video showing ants. They would all go to honey or sugar, but they wouldn't go to artificial sweeteners. They wouldn't go to margarine, but they would go to butter. And the video was saying, oh look, the ants know what's healthy. Are we sure the ants know what's healthy? And try that with a dog. A dog will just eat gasoline or drink gasoline. Why do we trust an ant when it's on autopilot? It doesn't even have a brain. So that seems a little odd to me that you would use ants as your guide for life. There are just bugs everywhere, and they are eating everything. On Earth, I mean, pretty much everything is being consumed. Even us eventually will be consumed. That's I believe in peace. I believe in peaceful existence and like trying not to do war and all that stuff. But I was listening to this guy talk about how even though you are completely peaceful, you're still at war. You're still going to get slowly eaten by this thing that is the universe, and you're going to be consumed by it. And death is going to be everywhere, and you're going to go home and you're going to smash a bunch of bugs with your feet just by walking. The nature of life. You're going to be brushing your teeth and killing all these tiny living things in your mouth and washing them off your body and killing them. There's death all around us, really. You can't avoid it. That said, you can certainly try to avoid it when it comes to people. It is relevant to say that, well, people are going to eventually die anyways, and that you can't be completely peaceful. It's just going to happen. It's part of living. It's very much a part of life, for sure. Boy, this one got deep. This is a deep one. But there are living things all over the place, and there's lots of stuff on Earth here that hasn't been explored, mainly under the ocean. I was watching this documentary about mermaids one time, and it had me completely convinced that mermaids exist. I was totally convinced. I'm like, mermaids are real. After I've seen this, I am a 100% professional on mermaids, and I know they exist. But they showed that different cultures from around the world that had no communication with each other had these pictures of mermaids, and they all looked similar. And it also referenced a bunch of other stuff, like, you know, a video that had fishermen pulling something out of the water. I don't know if the video was real, but it flopped out of their net. It had like a hand, a human hand looking thing. I don't know if that video was real. Those fishermen sure did suck at taking video if it is real. I don't know. All kinds of things like that could be true, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But I do believe there is a lot of just life down there in the ocean that we are completely unaware of. And I'm sure that a lot of it is at war just like we are, and killing each other and eating each other. You can definitely see that when you watch a killer whale, just demolishing all these poor seals. Yeah, it's just a brutal world out there in the sea. It's amazing to watch whales. I mean, they are the size of an apartment complex. They just, when they breach the surface to grab all those plankton, they just gigantic mouth open, just coming out of the water. It just, I haven't seen it in person, but even watching on video, it's just spectacular. Very thankful that video exists these days. I can watch all the different cool stuff. But under the ocean, I have to believe there's stuff that we have no idea about that's got to be pretty spectacular. For one, there's got to be some bases under there, some military bases, and I'm pretty sure that is true. But beyond that, once you go into the ocean beyond where sunlight can reach, I can't remember how many feet under the ocean that is, but once you get there, then you get to animals that are pretty scarce under there because everything supposedly needs sunlight to survive. But that's not the case. They actually just, there was something that was discovered, some kind of fish or something that was discovered that does not require the sun at all. It has different means of like photosynthesis. I have no idea, I'm not a scientist, but this thing apparently can regenerate by use of something else. It's super, super bizarre. But because that's true, that means all the dark places of the earth could certainly have life. That makes things like that movie, The Descent, that makes those movies even creepier. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's where they go into this unexplored cave and there ends up being like humans down there that are super zombie-like, more like demon-like, I guess. And they don't have eyes, they can just hear really well. Anyways, guys, I don't know how I got on these topics, but I hope you enjoyed the ride. I'm just riding over to Emmett. Catch you on the next one.